Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Self-Love for Everyday Superheroes show. I'm your host, Sacred Walker. So excited to have you here today. Today's topic is so important. We're going to be talking about what are the blocks to willpower and why. And some of the blocks to willpower include sugar, the second push theory, and not knowing your major motive. What does that mean? We're going to be talking about it in a moment. Stay tuned, subscribe, follow, make sure that you stay connected to the show. So today's podcast is meant to support you towards your well-being. Here we unlock unstoppable love in you as ambitious leaders through strategies that help you, the visionary leader that you are, to make sure that you can deepen self-love, improve your relationship to your emotional and physical health holistically so that you can embody your leadership potential and launch your vision as a radical act of self-love for your lasting legacy. I am so glad that we are committed to helping 1 million ambitious leaders to take their self-love, self-care, and success to the next level without the naysayers in the world or the inner critic in our own mind blocking our shine. I'm so excited to have everyone here today. And so thank you so much in advance for tuning in. So let's take a breath. Exhale. I am right where I need to be and I am worthy of it all. So let's show up now for ourselves. This is for educational purposes. If you are seeking deeper support, do reach out to our main office and you will be matched with a healthcare professional or a coach that will meet your need. You name it, we got it. And we are culturally affirming. So we'll make sure that we see and appreciate and welcome all of you as visionaries and everyday superheroes, executives, entertainers, those who are highly creative. We are here for it all. Today's show is so delicious. The topic of what are blocks to willpower and why. When my mom used to make stew when I was younger, she would put ingredients into the pressure cooker. And the pressure cooker predated the Instapot. It took hours to cook, but it savored the food. And right at the very end, she would put a final ingredient so it would top it off. It would kind of complete, and it created a sense of, oh my goodness, this is going to be extra delicious. It didn't need to overcook. You needed to just kind of sprinkle it in. Willpower operates in a similar way. Number one, when we look at sugar, oftentimes sugar gives us a sense of like elation, right? We have sugar in our foods. And sometimes if we, towards the end of the day, begin to lose sugar in our system, we go into a crash. And we have a higher chance of actually, because we have low blood sugar, a higher chance of reducing our impulses or reducing our barriers to our impulses. So I might be more likely at the end of my day or more likely first thing in the morning if I've not kept my blood sugar at a medium level to be able to say yes to things that I might want to say no to. So keep your sugar levels moderate, not too high, not too low. And if you are personally affected by sugar-related challenges, make sure that you are staying on top of your insulin count because it can actually affect your decision-making. Number two, like the pressure cooker, the second push theory. If I know that by 5 o'clock, I am going to get a reward for completing my work on time, the second push theory, all of a sudden you get that second win, that power nap, that extra energy, that energy boost that you have. That might be a good time for you to put something into your body or into your mindset that gives you that extra fuel. Now, the catch-22 is that if I said that I was going to sprinkle that little bit into that pressure cooker, but I don't, I actually say, oh my goodness, I ran out of the ingredient. You're not going to get the food tonight. You're going to get it the next day. 9 times out of 10, researchers show that people who think they're going to get that gratification and then it's delayed, even if they are striving for excellence, even if they show up consistently doing really well, will oftentimes lose that motivation because their mind was preparing for that second push. So having a third push can be harder. So for those of us who set a deadline for ourselves and say, I'm going to reward myself with this thing, do try to keep to that timing because now we're asking the mind and body to find a third gusto, a third push of a reward, a third topping to sweeten the pot. And we'll be talking a little bit more about willpower and wealth mindset in our challenge to come. More on that later, but do reach out in DM so you can get more information. But for right now, no, super important. If you keep and make a promise to yourself, make sure to keep it. Super important, because that second push, and we don't keep that second push, whatever that word is, to ourselves, it can be hard to find the motivation to say, I'm going to keep going if I don't give myself even a short-term reward of completion. Number 3, not knowing your major motive. Now, this one is such that I want to make sure that we go more into in our group coaching and in our challenge experience. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into what the major motives are. There are major motives that define what drives you, right? So there are 4: community, novelty, acknowledgement, and you want to make sure that you know what these are, right? Community, acknowledgement, novelty, and there's one more, and I want to make sure I share the screen so you can see it, because, and if you are joining in on the podcast and you're like, oh my goodness, Sacred, I wish that you had showed this you can hop on over to YouTube and see it, okay? So once again, acknowledgement, community, novelty, and freedom, my favorite one. I had to kind of gear up for that one, add a little bit of theater suspense, as a theater girl, for many of you know that I am. So we want to make sure that we know what these are, meaning that if my major motive is 1, I really am committed to building community, but I am constantly getting, maybe I'm getting acknowledgement by my peers, but I'm not seeing the community support. I don't feel like I have a community that care for me. I don't feel like I have people to fall back on, or people who are rising together. That can also impact how I show up, because I am driven by community. If I really want financial freedom, then I might turn around and say, hey, listen, what happened? I thought that I was really committed to financial freedom. I'm not seeing the finances. I'm so glad that the community is coming, but they're not investing in my worth and my work. Then it can be really hard to feel that motivation if the community support is there, but you're not seeing it represented in the abundance that you prefer, right? So then that can affect your willpower. That can affect your motivation. So it's important. And when we do, one of the many things that I'm fortunate to be able to do in our masterminds is help people identify these and then create transformation so that you can really launch from perfectionism to transforming into your unmatched potential, right? So that is number 3, knowing what is yours. So chat below, let me know, based on hearing it, what is yours? Are you motivated by community, supporting, building community? Are you motivated by novelty? You want to bring something new out there. You have a new idea, a new voice that's reinventing yourself, a new gift, right? Acknowledgement. You want someone to really see what you're doing. Maybe you want to publish a book. Maybe you want to build a legacy. Maybe you want to spread the word or pass something on, a message from your experience that you want to touch the lives of others. Or maybe it's freedom. You want to feel emotionally free. You want to feel peace on the inside. You want to feel like you're building a legacy for others, or you want to feel financially free. Feel like you can do what you want when you want to, work from anywhere, and you feel solid and solvent. Whatever it is, acknowledgement, freedom, novelty, community, knowing that will affect your drive for when I see it happening, then all of a sudden that second push, that extra sprinkle motivates me to move forward, right? So knowing those are so important. All right, so once again, sugar, second push, and knowing what is your major motive. So tell me, what are some other things that might get in the way of your willpower? What are some things that you resonate with in today's episode? This episode is super important. And I want to make sure that you know that for me, those times where I got a chance to see my mom cooking in the kitchen taught me so much about taking time to let things stew. And so I know that because I'm committed to freedom, I am committed to creating everyday experiences that reinforce freedom in my life in little ways, right? Like a pressure cooker that takes time, that I give it time, right? And so sometimes willpower says we have to see it all right now. And so what it is pacing ourselves based on understanding that our willpower sometimes needs some extra polishing so that when we can set a goal or we set a intention, we can achieve it because we understand why there are blocks to our willpower. So I'm so excited that you were able to join our show today. I'm so excited that you are a frequenter of our show, or whether you are brand new. Know that we are here to be a part of your support system so you can be unstoppable. Whether you want to be matched with an amazing coach or therapist, or join one of our masterminds personally catered to you, I want to make sure that you check it out. So because you are amazing and you are committed to being unstoppable, this is one of the many things that we're going to be going through in our up and coming challenge, supporting you to manifest on the other side of blocks to your willpower, because we want you to have willpower and a wealth mindset, WELLTH, where you can take good care of your mind, body, and spirit while launching your vision so you can be unstoppable. And we are going to be making some power moves in this challenge, and I want to make sure that you hear about it first. So if you have not done so already, send a direct message at Ask Sacred so that you can get your email onto our newsletter, onto our first to be released list, so that you can be connected to us. We talk a lot of big stuff on the show. I'm here to tune you up, crack you open, and give you strategies to make you unstoppable. And this is one of those things, Love Nation, that are committed to supporting you to do so. So now that we've had some time to talk shop, to connect in, to make sure that you are continuing to be unstoppable, I want to take a moment to say thank you so much for joining. If you stayed until the end, you are amazing, remarkable, next level. And when I love myself in spite of, I set myself free. And remember, when she remembered who she was, the game changed. So thank you for changing the game for not only yourself, but for those who came after you, and as well for honoring your ancestors who come before you. I appreciate you being the answer to your ancestors' prayers. Peace out, Love Nation. I will see you soon. Sacred Walker, much love, light, self-care, self-love, and success.